Diamond, Diamond.
A precious gem of the most valuable kind. When pure, it is clear.
Diamond, Diamond.
A family name bringing traditions of love, hard work, and moral values.
This is the Diamond Education Podcast with my mom and dad, Jon and Kellee, England.
Merry Christmas, everybody. This week, we are providing you with a little bonus gift of a bonus episode with Adam Hailstone. We played a little cognitive thinking game that helps you to learn how to think and not what to think. And so that is what we're sharing this week. Next week, we will be taking the week off for Christmas. We would love it if you would share this podcast with your friends. And remember to subscribe. Merry Christmas.
You guys want to play a quick game?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so the phrasing "learning how to think, not what to think" it really sounds really good, but in practice, what does that really mean? Okay, it's literally teaching students to become better thinkers and the mechanics of better thinking. So let's play a game about the mechanics of thinking really fast. It's a super quick one, but it's a fun one to kind of encapsulate that thinking. It's not just present information, it's actually teaching them to become better thinkers. So the game is this. Basically, I'm going to share with you three numbers: 2, 4, 8. Those are my three numbers. Okay, and those three numbers follow a certain mathematic pattern. Okay, the way you play is you give me your own set of three numbers, right? And I will tell you whether or not your three numbers also match that pattern. And from that, you'll be able to decipher what the pattern is. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. So again, my three numbers, 2, 4, 8. You give me your own set of three numbers, and I'll tell you whether or not those follow the pattern. And then you tell me what you think the pattern is. Okay, so who wants to go first?
I think Kellee should.
Yeah.
Because I think I know what the
I'm not
pattern
a
is.
mathematician, so let me get it over with.
Cool. Okay. So again, 2, 4, 8. That's that's one data point that you have essentially, right?
Uh-huh.
Now give me your own set of three numbers, and that'll be our second data point. Go for it.
Okay. So let me add figure 2 then. So 16.
You got to give three
give me
numbers.
32. Well, yeah, 16, 32, and 64.
Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. Kellee, all right, so yes, those numbers 16, 32, 64 fit the pattern. What is the pattern?
So you basically like 2 + 2 is 4, 4 + 4 is 8.
So doubling
it, yeah.
Yeah, or timesing by 2 or doubling, something
Yeah.
like that. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay. So Kellee, I've literally played this game, I'm not joking, with tens of thousands of people. I've spoken all over the United States and Canada, and I've done this game with lots of people. And almost every time, except for like once or twice, people give me often those same numbers, but they also always go to doubling, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of a normal thing to do. And
so now is it my turn? I'm excited.
well, it will be in a second.
He's gonna explain.
So let me explain to you what you just did there. So it's not doubling.
Okay.
So what you just did there, Kellee, is something that almost every human being, I literally played this with tens of thousands of people, almost everyone does. What we do is we love, as human beings, tell me if you agree with this, to be right.
Yeah.
You like being right?
Yeah.
It feels good, right? It feels so good to be right.
Yeah.
And so what ends up happening is we search for information or create information that fits what we think is right. So you gave me, so let's dial the clock back. Before you gave me 16, 32, 64, did you have a theory in your mind that it was doubling?
Yeah, well, I was like, okay, it's either going to be like 10, 12, 16, or I think and then in my mind, like, but I think he's going to go harder than that. So I'm going to double him.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Which is what most people do.
Yeah, I want to be right.
Yeah. And so Kellee, you gave me three numbers that fit your theory, which your theory at the time was they double, right?
Yeah.
16, 32, 64, those double. Okay. So what you fell victim to there is what's called confirmation bias, right?
Uh-huh.
Again, we as human beings, we love to be right. So what we do is we look for information that confirms what we already think, or we present information that confirms what we already think. We go searching for that information, right? and then we get what's called a false positive. So in that situation, you got a positive result, which is yes, it fits the theory, or it fits the pattern, I should say.
Yeah.
But the theory, which is doubling, was wrong. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's rewind the clock, Kelly. Let's keep going for a second. Let's say you don't know it's not doubling. Instead of trying to give me 3 numbers that fit your theory, in other words, instead of trying to prove yourself right, try to, in other words, prove yourself wrong instead. Okay, so let's say you still think it's doubling. Give me a set of 3 numbers that don't double. So in other words, go against your theory instead of go with your theory.
That don't double. 1.
Mhm.
Now you're
She
testing my
loves
skill.
math.
Go for it though. Just 3 numbers that don't double.
3
Okay,
and 5. Yeah.
perfect. Okay, yeah, 1, 3, and 5 don't double. 1 would be
5.3.
2. Yeah, exactly. And 3 would be 6. So yeah, you're exactly right. So 1, 3, and 5 don't double. So you just went against your theory,
Yeah.
right? And here's the answer. So then if you would tell me, but I think it's doubling, what I would say is yes, the 1, 3, and 5 fit the theory.
Yeah.
So fit the pattern, I should say, not the theory, but the pattern. So in other words, Kelly, think of it like this. What do you know for a fact now? You know for a fact that it can't be doubling.
Yeah.
Because now you have, at this point, we have 3 data points, 2 of which double, but a third, 1, 3, 5, don't double. So it can't be doubling. Do you see how when we try to actually disprove what we think, we actually get better information than when we try to prove what we think? Okay, John, so let's bring you in here.
So
Now
you're saying that the 1, 3, 5 also fit the pattern?
it also fit the pattern, but the pattern is not doubling, and we know that for a fact now.
Okay.
It's not
Well,
doubling.
now I'm gonna.
Okay. So do this, John. So now let me just coach you for a second in becoming a better thinker. Now, what you're really wanting to get, John, is not a yes, that fits the pattern, because you've already got 3 data points that fit the pattern.
Yeah.
What you really want to get is a no. You want to get no, these numbers don't fit the pattern. And then the answer will become obvious. So try to give me 3 numbers that don't fit or you're attempting to get a no or dissimilar to the others.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna go with what I don't think it is, because if her 1, 3, 5 fit, then it definitely isn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I'll go with let's see, 9, 13, 2.5.
Oh, perfect. Okay. 9, 13, 2.5. I like it. So very dissimilar from the rest. The rest, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, right? And 1, 3, 5. And then we go with 9, 13, 2.5. No. So that's a no on that one. That doesn't fit the pattern. What is the pattern, John?
So my theory is that it is basically they just grow. They have the lowest on the left, biggest.
Perfect.
Least
Numbers
to
in
greatest.
ascending order, right?
Least to greatest. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job.
least to greatest. Exactly. Perfect. So again, do you see how the no gave us even more information?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
again,
love that.
what we do, and we do this spiritually, we have a belief spiritually, and then we go searching for something to kind of fit that belief, right? And
Yeah.
we morph things to fit that belief. We do that with our science sometimes. If a scientist goes in with the hypothesis, it's easy to try to start fitting stuff to the hypothesis, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's not good science, right? That would lead you to false conclusions. What you want to do to become a better thinker is you want to try to go against your theory. So it's good to have theories. You should have theories, but you want to try to disprove them. And 1 of 2 things will happen. Either 1, you will disprove them, and then you know that wasn't correct information. Or 2, what you'll find is you can't disprove it, and then you really know you have something. Then it's a little bit more bulletproof, right? Because you've tried to disprove it, not try to prove it. Because in our day and age, you can go find lots of information to support almost anything, right?
Yeah.
You just, go to certain sources. You can find that anywhere. So what we do is we often worry more about sources. No, challenge it and see if you can disprove it. And that helps you to become a better thinker.
Thank you for listening to the Diamond Education Podcast.
You can connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
At Diamond Education, DIMOND, or on our website, diamonddead.com.